Right now, someone is boiling broccoli to be healthy. They will drain it, eat it, and believe they have done something good for themselves. But research shows that boiling destroys up to 88% of broccoli's most powerful cancer-fighting compound. Today we fix that. The compound is called sulforaphane. It is one of the most intensively studied natural anti-cancer molecules in nutritional science. Large-scale population studies consistently show that people who regularly eat cruciferous vegetables like broccoli have significantly lower rates of lung, colorectal, prostate, breast, and stomach cancers. A clinical trial in men with recurrent prostate cancer found that daily sulforaphane supplementation over 6 months significantly slowed the rate of PSA increase compared to the placebo group, where PSA doubling time extended from approximately 6 months pre-study to 9.4 months on the intervention. A separate clinical study found that 70 grams of broccoli sprouts per day for 8 weeks meaningfully reduced Helicobacter pylori infection levels in participants, which is directly relevant given that H. pylori is a leading cause of gastric cancer. Sulforaphane is not a folk remedy. It has reached human clinical trials and produced measurable results. To understand why cooking method changes everything, you need to understand how sulforaphane is formed. Inside raw broccoli cells, 2 components are stored separately. Glucoraphanin is the inactive precursor compound, and myrosinase is the enzyme that converts it. When you chop, crush, or chew broccoli, the cell walls break, glucoraphanin and myrosinase meet, and sulforaphane forms. The critical problem is that myrosinase is extremely heat sensitive. Above 75 degrees Celsius, myrosinase rapidly loses activity. In boiling water at 100 degrees Celsius, it is destroyed within 1 minute. Research from a Korean food science team confirmed that sulforaphane content in broccoli dropped to essentially zero after just 1 minute in boiling water. Additionally, glucoraphanin itself is water-soluble. Studies show that between 58 and 77% of glucoraphanin leaches into cooking water during 30 minutes of boiling. The compound you want ends up in the water you throw away. Steaming works differently. Steam delivers gentler, more uniform heat that allows myrosinase to survive long enough to complete more of its conversion. Studies show that steaming for 3 to 5 minutes until broccoli reaches bright green color results in only about 20% sulforaphane loss, compared to up to 88% from boiling. That gap is not a minor nutritional detail. It is the difference between eating a genuinely potent anti-cancer food and eating a cooked vegetable with almost none of its signature compound intact. Here is the technique that takes this even further. After chopping your broccoli, wait 40 minutes before cooking. The moment you cut broccoli, myrosinase begins converting glucoraphanin to sulforaphane, but this reaction needs time to complete. Research shows that letting cut broccoli rest at room temperature for 40 to 90 minutes increases sulforaphane yield by 2 to 3 times compared to immediate cooking. If you cut and immediately heat the broccoli, myrosinase is destroyed before the conversion has a chance to happen. If you wait 40 minutes, substantial sulforaphane has already formed before any heat is applied, so even the minor losses from steaming leave you with far more sulforaphane overall. This step costs nothing but time. One more fact that surprises most people: frozen broccoli can actually contain more sulforaphane than fresh. Research from a Korean agricultural science team found frozen broccoli contains 7.23 milligrams of sulforaphane per 100 grams, compared to 2.07 milligrams in fresh broccoli. That is more than 3 times higher. Freezing ruptures cell walls, triggering the glucoraphanin to sulforaphane conversion before you even open the package. This means buying fresh broccoli, chopping it, and freezing it yourself is an excellent strategy for boosting sulforaphane content. Just remember, even frozen broccoli must be steamed, not boiled, to preserve what you have built up. Sulforaphane works inside the body by activating a protein called NRF2, a master regulator of cellular defense. When NRF2 is activated, it switches on more than 200 antioxidant and detoxification enzymes, simultaneously neutralizing carcinogens before they can damage DNA. eliminating free radicals and reducing chronic inflammation. At the cellular level, sulforaphane also triggers apoptosis in abnormal cells, meaning it activates the body's built-in self-destruct mechanism in cells that are already progressing toward cancer. This combination of prevention and early intervention is why sulforaphane stands apart from most other phytochemicals. Here is how to apply this daily. First, always steam, never boil. Cut broccoli into florets, let it rest for at least 10 minutes, ideally 40. Then steam for 3 to 5 minutes until bright green. Pull it off immediately. Drizzle with olive oil, which helps absorb the fat-soluble compounds, and a squeeze of lemon. Second, use your freezer. Cut a full head of broccoli, portion it into freezer bags, and freeze it. Use it throughout the week. Steam directly from frozen for 4 to 5 minutes. Third, if you can find broccoli sprouts, add a small handful raw to a salad or wrap. The sulforaphane content in 3 to 5 day-old sprouts is 20 to 50 times higher than mature broccoli. Raw sprouts retain the fully active myrosinase enzyme, and chewing provides the mechanical cell disruption needed for maximum sulforaphane formation. Essential precautions apply. People with hypothyroidism should avoid large quantities of raw, cruciferous vegetables, as goitrogenic compounds may interfere with iodine absorption. Lightly steamed broccoli significantly reduces this effect. Those taking blood-thinning medications should maintain consistent broccoli intake, rather than sudden large amounts, due to broccoli's high vitamin K content, and should consult their physician. People with a history of kidney stones should be mindful of oxalate content in large quantities of cruciferous vegetables. For healthy adults, 100 to 200 grams of broccoli daily is a well-supported, safe quantity. The principle is simple. Sulforaphane forms through an enzyme reaction. That enzyme is destroyed by boiling. Steaming preserves it. Waiting 40 minutes after cutting maximizes it. Freezing increases it before you even start. These 4 facts are all you need to transform broccoli from an ordinary vegetable into one of the most powerful anti-cancer foods in your kitchen. Subscribe and hit the like button if this was useful. Turn on the notification bell so you catch our next deep dive. Comment below telling us how you have been cooking broccoli, and whether you will try the 40-minute rest method tonight.